The Pittsburgh Steelers make another hiring on the coaching side of the house. Also, Mason Rudolph bids farewell to the franchise and to the city of Pittsburgh. Also, a former Pittsburgh Steeler finds himself in some hot water with authorities, and we're going to dive into all that here today on Mic Drop Sports. Welcome back, everybody, for our Thursday show. This is a re-recording. I made a mistake, and I didn't want it to be out there on the original one that I posted, so I deleted it. I wouldn't want to associate anyone's name with legal issues if it was inaccurate, and that was just my mistake, just misspeaking, but I decided to delete it, re-record, and here we are. So let's dive in, guys, right with today's news, and that is the hiring of Anthony Midget, a guy that was drafted in 2000 by the Atlanta Falcons, spent time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but was never able to break through as a player. He never appeared in any regular season games. However, he's climbed the ranks of the coaching tree. He has climbed up as a high school guy, into college, into the pros, spending time with the Texans and Titans, and he's really paid his dues. Now he comes and he's going to be the assistant secondary coach for Grady Brown on the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive side of the football. He comes in going under Grady Brown, trying to just add some more minds into that building. And I think that's the approach the Pittsburgh Steelers are taking this offseason. Hiring a lot more coaches, trying to get some younger minds in there, mixed with some veteran guys in there also. And I really think they're just trying to build up this building to have as many quality minds inside of that building to really give the Pittsburgh Steelers the best chance to succeed in 2024. They've really made some great strides, I feel like, in the coaching department. Getting rid of some dead weight last season, bringing in some new guys, just some fresh ideas. And I think that's exactly what Mike Tomlin has needed. Mike Tomlin needs some guys that are coming in from outside of the organization, guys, to really give the Pittsburgh Steelers that look at the modern NFL almost. And really just give them a different perspective to look at things. And I think the Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin, with their coaching hires, have really started to take shape here with that approach. A new perspective, a new breath of fresh air inside of that building. And Mike Tomlin, being the veteran coach that he is, has to allow these guys to do their job and not micromanage them. And I hope that continues here, or I hope that is the case, rather, in 2024 for your Pittsburgh Steelers, to allow these coaches to do their job, to do things that they need to do in order to be successful, and have as many quality coaches on the staff to work with these players. Just because they're professionals don't mean they don't need coaching. Everybody needs to be learning all the time, and that has to be the biggest thing on your team. And if you're not willing to do that as a player, you're going to not succeed. That's just the way it is. Let's dive into Mason Rudolph, a guy that spent 6 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers, giving a goodbye, a bidding of farewell to the city, to the franchise. After 6 years of a tumultuous relationship, not really getting his chance, Mason really never acted out, never really caused problems ever. Was a great teammate, a guy that came in when needed and delivered. Never really getting that true chance for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this will probably be one of the last few times that we talk about Mason Rudolph here on the channel, but he bids farewell to the city. I will put it up here and let you guys know exactly what he said. You can read it for yourself while I'm talking here. However, Mason Rudolph bids farewell and saying, hey, man, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate being drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. But Mason never got that full chance. I'm not sure why. I don't know the reason why. And I don't think anybody truly knows the reason why. But he nevertheless got a chance. He didn't even get a contract offer this offseason from your Pittsburgh Steelers. A guy that came in and saved the season in the last 4 games. Really performed well. Really gave the Steelers some knowledge of what it looks like to have a pro quarterback play and guide their offense, which made them very successful, putting points on the board, controlling time of possession, being able to be effective with a guy that can stand in the pocket. And let's face it, guys, you need a guy that can stand tall in the pocket and deliver the football and dissect defenses. That's what the most important part of being a quarterback is. Being that true leader, men looking up to Mason, guys saying, hey man, we love Mason here. He's a real leader. He's a real good teammate. Those things didn't matter in the end for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they let him walk to the Tennessee Titans on a rather cheap deal, a deal that could be worth upwards of $3.6 million. But Mason Rudolph finds himself now in a different opportunity, and I think that that's the only mistake the Pittsburgh Steelers have made this offseason thus far, is allowing Mason Rudolph to walk without ever seeing him actually get a real chance, a full season as the Pittsburgh Steelers starter, and I guess we'll never know. But I think the Tennessee Titans are going to get a real solid quarterback, and I think that they're going to be able to succeed under Mason Rudolph's leadership inside of that building and also his play on the field. And then they've added another star receiver in Calvin Ridley to give guys like Mason Rudolph, Will Levis, those guys targets to throw the ball at. So we will see how the Pittsburgh Steelers swallow this pill if Mason Rudolph becomes successful. We'll see how that storyline unfolds later down the road as we get into the next season. But guys, I want to bring up one sad thing that I really hate to even bring up, but I'm going to bring up because it is news and it's something that should never happen. It's something that you're innocent until you're proven guilty. We get that, and I'll never say that this is the definitive thing that this guy actually did it, but there is an arrest warrant that has been issued out of Florida for one Cameron Sutton. Cameron Sutton. This is where I messed up last video. This is why I had to re-record. I had said a name that wasn't accurate, and I apologize for that. But Cameron Sutton, a 29-year-old cornerback, former Pittsburgh Steeler, drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers and spent, 6 seasons roughly with the Pittsburgh Steelers and was a contributor, played really well. However, the Steelers weren't able to re-sign him as he hit free agency last year, and he went with the Detroit Lions, signing a 3-year, $33 million deal with the Lions to play cornerback. He didn't really have a very successful year. He ranked like 107 out of the cornerbacks total, like 127 total cornerbacks. But the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office has issued an arrest warrant for Cameron Sutton. I'm not sure at the time of this recording if he had been arrested or if he had turned himself in. I'm not sure, but this charge is a domestic violence charge. He is wanted for aggravated battery involving strangulation. I'm not sure what the whole story is, but Cameron Sutton, this stems from an incident on March 7th, and he has not been able to cooperate or hasn't cooperated with the authorities in Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department and remains to be on the run, at least to my knowledge right now. He has cars, houses, all that kind of stuff in Florida at his home, but hasn't been able to be located by the authorities. Also, Cameron Sutton has shut off his cell phone, so they were unable to contact him that way. So I'm not sure how this situation plays out, but it's truly devastating for whoever the victim may be, if this may be true. I promote that in no way, and I think that Cameron Sutton, if he did do it, should be punished. You should never do that. Men out there, be men. Don't let your aggressions overrun you. Do not allow yourself to be consumed by anger and hate and to do things that are foolish and try to throw your toughness down on a woman, because that's not tough. That's sissy behavior, and I don't like that, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous for a man to beat on a woman in any way, shape, or form. And I think it's ridiculous too if a woman does it to a man also. I think it's ridiculous. But if you're a man, be a man. Don't do that kind of stuff, and hopefully whoever the victim is, hopefully they're okay, and hopefully this isn't even true. Hopefully this is an exaggeration. You know how charges are filed sometimes, and they may not even be true, and they just sound bad. But we'll see how this all plays out. But Cameron Sutton on the run, a guy that is a starter for the Detroit Lions, I believe. So what do you do if you're the Detroit Lions now? This is going to be an issue. You are going to get suspended for it more than likely, in my opinion, especially if you're convicted of anything. You're going to spend some time on the commissioner's suspension list. And if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, is that maybe the reason that you started to really shy away from Cam Sutton? Maybe you started to see some personal relationships not be the greatest in his life. Maybe you started to see him go downhill just a little bit to where maybe you were having some doubts and you weren't positive in offering him any type of big money or long-term deal. Is that the case? I mean, I know it's probably not, but maybe that had happened. What has happened in Cam's life off the field that has brought him to this? Has it been a snowball effect? Did his teammates notice anything going on to where, hey, Cam, are you all right, man? Do you need some help here? Do we need to figure something out, before things get too far? But look out for your friends, guys, because that's just my real point about this and bringing it up and wondering why. Look out for your friends. Watch, I know people do things behind closed doors and you don't typically see it, but try to look for those signs and say, hey, man, you all right? Do you need some help, man? Before things go too far. You never want to see anything go too far. But as for Cameron Sutton, we'll see how this all plays out. A former Pittsburgh Steelers facing serious charges in the domestic violence category with strangulation. It's not a very good thing, and it's a bad situation for Cameron to be in, especially after signing that $33 million 3-year deal. And you looked at his play last year, it wasn't very good in terms of, statistics anyway. Only one interception, I believe, last year. Ranked very low, though, in terms of cornerbacks throughout the league. So we'll see how this all unfolds as the league gets more developments, as the police release more information about the incident, and maybe we'll bring you some further news on it to just let you know how the outcome of this case went. But as for now, guys, we're going to wrap things up. Again, forgive me for having to re-record this video. I was rather disappointed in myself for saying the wrong name, and I would have never let that fly out on the channel. I'm not going to give those types of inaccurate reports here on this channel. We try to be very, very, very truthful, and if not, we will admit whenever things are wrong, and we will remove things that are wrong. Getting views, getting clicks, we would never do that at the expense of somebody else in that nature. If it's not them, we don't want to do that. So forgive me. I said the wrong name last time. So we'll wrap this up, guys. Don't forget our live show tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Mic Drop Sports for Steel City Live. The show has been really hopping off, guys. We're headed toward that 5,000 subscriber mark really, really, really quickly. And I owe that all to you guys. It's been so fun. These last few months, the channel has really taken off. So I applaud you guys so much. And don't forget, you could be a member of our Mic Drop Mafia and have some cool emojis and badges and things like that for the live show. Also, you get entered into our drawings for giveaways, which we have one coming up in April for a James Harrison Super Bowl 43 photo that I will be sending out to you. It's framed also. It's very nice, but I will be sending out to you free of charge just because you're a member of the Mic Drop Mafia. It's 99 cents a month, and it's really cheap to get entered just for giveaways, things like that. That could really be cool for you. Some, real memorabilia for you people that are really big fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers. So until next time, guys, I'm Jason. We'll see you tonight. This is Mic Drop Sports. Peace.